Welcome back, focused learners, to another explainer. Today, we're tackling a massive friction point in the modern business landscape. It's a problem that's literally causing multi-million-dollar technology deployments to stall out, and it's entirely due to a lack of executive trust. Look, if you've been watching the enterprise tech space, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're seeing all this brilliant innovation, but the wheels just keep spinning. So today, we're going to diagnose exactly why that is, and more importantly, uncover the specific strategic assets you can use to solve it.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll dive into the AI investment paradox and define the executive trust gap. Then, we'll compare the transactional mindset with a consultative one. And once we've diagnosed the core problem, we're jumping straight into a concrete, two-part playbook with actionable assets, specifically thought leadership and direct outreach strategies that you can deploy right away.
All right, Section 1, the AI investment paradox. Let's look at how ecosystems are hitting a wall right now.
The reality on the ground right now is wild. Organizations are pouring absolutely unprecedented amounts of capital. We're talking millions upon millions into AI, data infrastructure, and incredibly complex CRM ecosystems. It is, for sure, a technological gold rush. But here's the crazy paradox. Despite these massive financial stakes, a huge number of these ecosystems are just hitting a wall when it comes to adoption. The technology, it's flawless. The data, super clean. But the initiative still stalls out. Why? Because you can buy the software, but you cannot simply purchase the necessary alignment at the top. There's a missing link in the modern enterprise, and surprisingly, it has absolutely nothing to do with the technology itself.
Moving on to Section 2, the executive trust gap. This is that missing link that tech alone just can't bridge. We call this critical concept the executive trust gap. Essentially, it's the friction between rapid technical innovation and the slow, long-cycle partnership development you need to secure true executive-level buy-in. I mean, think about the huge mismatch in speed here. Technical innovation, especially with AI, is happening at breakneck speed. But human trust, executive relationships, those operate on a fundamentally different, much slower timeline. They require nuance, credibility, and patience. The friction happens when companies try to force a rapid tech deployment without putting in that long-cycle relationship work. The market right now is absolutely starving for leaders who understand this and can actively bridge the gap between a fast technical rollout and the slow, deliberate work of building real executive trust.
Section 3, transactional versus consultative mindset. Let's contrast these two approaches to see what's actually driving this dynamic.
The contrast here is night and day. On one side, we have transactional execution. The market is completely saturated with this, conventional sales profiles, pushing features and hunting for the next quota, which honestly just actively alienates modern executives. But on the other side, you have the consultative mindset. This is that rare, highly sought-after combination of deep AI awareness, market credibility, and elite, relationship-driven communication. Executives don't want to be sold features anymore. They want an advisor who understands the exact macroeconomic gap we were just talking about.
So true enterprise scaling doesn't happen over your standard run-of-the-mill sales cycle. It actually requires three core pillars. First up, long-cycle partnership development built purely on trust. Second, strategic relationship architecture. This means actively structuring relationships to insulate your partners from internal corporate noise. And third, consulting-level messaging that translates incredibly complex tech into clear long-term business value. Because let's face it, if you can't translate the tech into real business outcomes, that enterprise scaling is just not going to happen.
Section 4, Asset 1, Thought Leadership. Here is our playbook for your LinkedIn strategy.
We've got a high-impact template designed to elevate your presence immediately. It closes with this powerful declaration. Listen to this. If you want to influence the modern enterprise landscape, stop selling features. Start building the market positioning that allows your partners to see you as a trusted advisor, not just another vendor. This isn't just some motivational fluff, you guys. It is a strategic line in the sand. By posting this, you're publicly calling out the friction between tech deployment and executive trust. You're telling the market exactly how you operate, drawing a crystal clear distinction between yourself and the transactional reps out there just pushing features.
The entire strategic intent behind this first asset is your positioning. It positions you as a seasoned authority who truly gets the exact macroeconomic gap that recruiters and executives are agonizing over right now. By diagnosing the executive trust gap publicly on your feed, you automatically elevate yourself from just being a standard vendor to being a consultative leader. You're demonstrating deep AI awareness and market credibility way before you ever even hop on a discovery call. You are literally curating your own market positioning.
Section 5, Asset 2,
direct outreach. This brings us to the second asset, designed specifically for executive engagement.
Now, this next outbound template is aimed right at VPs of alliances or chief growth officers. Let's deconstruct this excerpt for a second. I don't operate within a conventional sales framework. Instead, my focus is entirely on strategic growth leadership, executive relationship management, and bringing consulting-level communication to complex tech ecosystems. Notice what this does? It instantly disarms the executive. You're telling them right up front, hey, I am not here to run you through a standard sales cycle. It establishes an instant peer-to-peer dynamic, speaking directly to the intersection of tech ecosystems and executive alignment.
To summarize why this direct messaging is so incredibly effective, it frames you as an autonomous, high-value asset. You aren't just an employee desperate for a quota to fill. You're open to strategic advisory or project-based engagement. You signal to these enterprise tech executives that you actually have the background to protect their market credibility, influence major alliances, and drive regional growth velocity completely without the traditional operational drag that comes with a conventional hire. It's a highly tailored, consultative approach to securing a real peer-to-peer conversation.
Before we wrap up, I want to share a really clever, practical pro tip for using AI to maintain this exact positioning. Once you have these completed templates, your thought leadership posts, your outreach emails, the whole shebang, paste them right back into your AI research assistant like your Notebook LM file. By doing this, you're actually teaching the AI your exact sentence structures. You're training it to replicate your preferred rhythm and tone. So, as you generate future content, it'll consistently reflect that elite consultative mindset instead of just defaulting back to generic transactional language. It's an absolutely brilliant way to scale your strategic messaging. Which brings us to our final takeaway. The market has completely shifted. The technology is way too complex, and the investments are way too high for those old transactional methods to work anymore. So you really have to ask yourself, are you going to keep selling features, or are you going to start building the executive trust required to actually influence the modern enterprise landscape? The playbook is right there for you. It's time to shift your mindset, elevate your positioning, and become the trusted advisor the enterprise is starving for. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep applying these frameworks, and I'll catch you next time.